If you are working toward your first job in the tech industry, you might be practicing how to manually test software or write basic code from scratch. For years, that was the standard path. But today, the entry-level tasks usually handed to beginners are quietly disappearing. Modern AI tools are now perfectly suited to handle the heavy lifting of routine coding and documentation. Tasks that used to take a junior developer hours can now be automated almost instantly. You can see the impact in the numbers. This chart shows that AI is already handling 40% of routine tech tasks. As a direct result, the number of traditional junior engineering roles has shrunk by a full 25%. But as the chart morphs into a line graph, you can see where the hiring is actually heading. This same automation is driving a spike in demand for specialized AI roles. By 2026, the industry is projected to need 1 million professionals who know how to work alongside these models. Because there is currently a 30% shortage of trained talent, the pay for these roles has climbed. A traditional entry-level developer starts around 8 lakhs, while a generative AI engineer enters the market at 12 lakhs. That is a 50% increase in starting pay for those with the right skills. Reaching that higher tier doesn't require an advanced degree. It requires moving away from manual, repetitive tasks and learning how to manage the AI models themselves. This is the highest-paying entry point in current tech, provided you move past theory and start building functional systems. For decades, companies filtered through thousands of applications by looking at your college prestige and your grade point average. Today, companies receive so many applications that those old paper filters have completely broken down. Look at this pie chart. It shows that 73% of tech employers now completely bypass college grades during the hiring process. Instead of guessing your skill level based on a transcript, tech employers are screening specifically for your demonstrated technical ability. They want to see tangible proof of work. Instead of just claiming you have the skills, you need to show them in action. A PDF resume is passive. It tells a manager what you might know, but handing an interviewer a link to a live, functional AI system you built allows them to interact with your actual skills in real time. Because so much hiring is now remote first, geography is no longer a barrier. A candidate in a smaller city can now compete on perfectly equal footing with someone in a major tech hub. This shift narrowed the salary gap between metros and smaller towns to just 10%. Relying only on a list of classes you took leaves you vulnerable to the filters companies are abandoning. In this entirely new landscape, a functioning, publicly visible portfolio of built projects is the most reliable currency you have. To build that proof of work, you can ignore the generic buzzwords and focus on mastering a very specific set of tools. Your foundation starts with 2 things: the Python programming language and learning how to work with large language model APIs. An API is essentially a secure bridge that allows your code to talk to an AI model and get a response. Step 3 is shown in this flow diagram. This is Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. It is the tool that allows an AI model to securely read a company's private internal data, so it can answer questions based on those specific documents. As the diagram expands, you see Step 4, Agent Orchestration. This is where you connect multiple AI actions into autonomous workflows. Instead of the AI doing one task, it can now follow a chain of steps to solve much more complex problems on its own. Finally, Step 5 is moving your project off your personal computer. As shown here, you must host your system live on AWS Cloud Infrastructure. This makes the project real because anyone with a link can interact with it. When you host an application live, you have to make choices about how it's built and how much it costs to run. Being able to explain those choices to an interviewer proves you understand how to see a project through from start to finish. Modern software engineering has changed. You are rarely coding every single piece from scratch. Instead, you are designing these workflows, checking the AI's work, and deploying the finished product for the world to use. Right now, the demand for these specific AI skills is growing much faster than the supply of people who have them. Because of that, entry-level candidates who can show off a functioning portfolio are commanding much higher salaries. This massive talent shortage is only temporary. This window of opportunity will inevitably close as more people realize where the jobs are and the market begins to catch up. Starting a 6-month build cycle today gives you a head start. You will develop a deeper understanding of how these systems work and a long history of completed projects that will be very difficult for later candidates to match. By committing 8 hours every weekend to building real systems by hand, You can spend the next 6 months developing exact evidence that hiring managers are looking for. Secure your early advantage and position yourself on the building side of this shift. You can start that journey today by joining the next class of the Kayaka AI Generative AI Bootcamp.